Now at 6, after a convicted killer is released early, an Oklahoma lawmaker pushes to make sure other victims' families don't experience this same pain. Plus, authorities look to stop the spread of bird flu in Newton County. And supporters of a bond issue say it could improve safety and opportunity for students in Seneca.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Newton County, Missouri had its first ever reported outbreak of bird flu just last month, and now 7 poultry farms in the county are dealing with outbreaks. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. 3 of those are chicken farms that provide eggs to brands like Eggland's Best and Land O'Lakes. And some are turkey farms that supply meat for Butterball. About 4 million chickens will be destroyed, along with about 44,000 turkeys. If one bird in a poultry farm is positive, the entire flock has to be destroyed. An administrator at Newton County Health Department says they suspect a flock of wild geese might have brought the bird flu to the area.
If you just have a few birds, you're usually not going to be affected by this, but there's always that possibility. And then always just protect yourself by washing your hands, especially if you're handling a flock of birds that you have maybe at your home.
He says cases of bird flu have been detected in neighboring counties, including Jasper, McDonald, Lawrence, and Berry County. So far, no person working closely with the birds has tested positive for bird flu. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, it turned out to be an amazing Monday for us today. Actually, the temperatures all weekend long were fantastic, but even warmer for us today. 74, look at a record high, 74 set back in 1962. So we at least tied the record, almost 30 degrees above where we should be for this time of the year. 63 in Joplin, 66 in Pittsburgh. So it's a nice evening, but we are going to drop back as we go through the next several hours. Still near 70 once you get into our southern counties. We slide back through the 60s, 50s, 40s, eventually upper 30s. We've had a cold front that is actually shifting through, so this is going to cool us back down as we go through the next couple days. Clouds increase tomorrow. We start to get some light showers and drizzle really picking up late in the day. So we're going to be talking about the gloominess moving back in here in just a bit.
See you soon. 25 years ago, 2 16-year-old girls went missing from Welch, Oklahoma. It's a cold case that outlived 2 of the 3 suspects and is now making waves in the Oklahoma legislature. This week, for a second time, Representative Steve Bayshore is attempting to pass Laura and Ashley's Law. House Bill 1001 would require individuals convicted of accessory to murder to serve at least 85% of their sentence. The legislation addresses the reduced prison sentence of Ronnie Busick, who in 2020 was sentenced to 10 years in prison, but because of good behavior and time credited while in county jail, Busick was released after just 3 years in prison, back into the area where he committed his crimes and where family members of the victims still live.
Lorraine has made it very clear. We know this law won't bring back the girls, but Lorraine wants to make it very evident and make it very clear that she does not want this to happen to another family to ever experience what she's going through right now.
Laura Bible's mother, Lorraine, has been a part of the investigation since day one, and she still hopes to one day find the bodies of both her daughter and Ashley Freeman. Tonight at 10, KOAM's Tanya Bach investigates Lorraine Bible's tragic connection to the Freeman family. Plus, we reveal the evidence that finally brought this cold case to the courtroom. Voters in Seneca, Missouri will decide whether to approve a $9 million bond issue. The bond would support the Seneca School District. District staff say the funding would be used to make improvements for student safety and learning opportunities. KOAM Samantha Walker has details.
I think the facilities in the building, they are a tool for learning.
Increasing student learning opportunities is just one goal the Seneca School District has when asking voters to approve a $9 million bond issue. One of the main projects the district has planned is a new career education center, expanding access to programs like welding and woodworking to all high school grade levels.
So we're going to have the ability to get those kids in a little bit earlier, and our kids need exposure. They need exposure to college and career.
Currently, the district's agriculture programs take place off campus, 2 blocks away from the high school. The new facility would have the education center and high school attached via a hallway, which the superintendent says addresses current safety concerns.
Our kids are they have to walk, to and from the high school every day, every hour to get to ag. And so there's a
Fire officials in Joplin are sounding the alarm over fires in vacant buildings. They say these illegally occupied properties pose serious risks, including potential fires and carbon monoxide poisoning. KOAM's Lonnie Walton spoke to fire officials about finding a solution.
Cold weather months, you'll always see an uptick in them.
Andy Nimmo is a deputy fire chief in Joplin. He says vacant building fires are higher in wintertime, and it's not just here.
All over the nation with cities, but what happens is they're really susceptible to fires from people getting in them, making warming fires.
Jim Perkins is the assistant fire chief at Carl Junction Fire Station. He says illegal occupants pose a very unsafe environment for themselves.
You have folks going in and out that don't belong there. It's a possibility they could fall through floors. They could have the roofs collapse on top of them. Yeah.
And that's not all. Perkins says it could create the unseen killer.
Structure's not vented correctly, and a lot of times these folks will start a fire inside. So yeah, that can increase the carbon monoxide level.
These vacant homes happen for a number of reasons, like homeowners leaving their properties unattended.
We've had fires in buildings, put those fires out, and they don't get repaired or demolished.
With that said, Nimmo and Perkins says if you see something, say something.
If the structure's not yours, don't go in it. That's just pretty plain and simple.
So we want you to report it. Joplin has the C-Click Fix option, which is an app that will allow you to report those situations, and then that is sent over to our code enforcement folks to start the process of mitigating that situation. You can also call the non-emergency police number 417-624-3131.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
Nimmo says the police department is working with owners of vacant buildings to post no trespassing signs on the properties. A little bit later, the Golden Norsemen host a conference foe tonight. John's going to have a preview coming up in sport.
Plus, our temperatures are going to cool back off, and we have some rain chances. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, it turned out to be a beautiful weekend and definitely a beautiful day for us today, at least tying record highs across the region. All of us, we went into the mid-70s. Looks good right now. A great shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. We are looking northeast through downtown in downtown Joplin. Beautiful evening, but temperatures are going to start to fall off fairly quickly from the 60s, 50s, 40s, 30s. As we've had a cold front, not a very strong cold front, but a cold front working through over the past couple hours. All right, looking at our temperatures, you can see upper 50s in our northern counties, still 65 in Chetopa, 68 in Jay, Oklahoma. Monette is sitting at 66 degrees, and if we go outside, you can see that cooler air filtering in. It's 34 in Des Moines, 51 in Kansas City, 51 in Wichita. So it's not Arctic air, but it is going to put us back down to where we should be for this time of the year. Few little clouds kind of skirting through, not a big deal, but these clouds will start to increase as we get into late tonight and also tomorrow. We have some weak waves which are going to shoot across the Central Plains as we go through the next several days, really. But we don't have any strong storm systems, so these are just going to be more of an inconvenience for us as we go through the rest of the work week. All right, so let's go through time. Clouds thicken by morning. We'll drop back upper 30s to near 40 degrees. As we go through the morning hours, most of us low to mid 40s by noon. A lot of clouds. We'll start to get some drizzle in here as we get into the afternoon and a couple light little showers pushing through. So light showers and some drizzle as we go through Tuesday evening. High temps tomorrow are going to be right around 50, so that's about 25 degrees cooler. Light showers picking up tomorrow evening into the overnight hours. So here's about midnight, heading into Wednesday morning, and then periods of light showers and drizzle stick around into Wednesday morning. And again, as we go into the daytime hours on Wednesday, clouds, drizzle, a few random light showers. Difference on Wednesday, So tomorrow's going to be near 50, but by Wednesday, I think most of us 60, 62 degrees. So we're going to kind of have an up and down scale as we go through the next several days. And then even some showers sticking all the way around into Thursday morning. So sometime during the day, over the next several days, we are going to have rain chances. All right, into Thursday morning, rain's not going to be heavy. A lot of us, 1/10 of an inch, 2/10 of an inch, maybe 1/4 of an inch of rain in spots. Day planner for you, 39 to start, 45 by noon. High temp, 50. But again, remember, that's right about where we should be for this time of the year. All right, so we have those rain chances sticking around Thursday, even into Friday, some showers, into Saturday. So it's going to be kind of a gloomy February week for us. Right now, Super Bowl Sunday looks okay, but then we get another storm system back in here by Tuesday that could give us rain over to snow chances. So a lot to watch as we go through the next 10 days or so. 50 tomorrow, 62 Wednesday, 54 Thursday, 50 on Friday. Again, hit and miss showers just about each and every day. None of it's heavy, but it is going to be kind of a gloomy week, and I hope everybody got a chance to get outside and enjoy the weather over the past 3 days.
Yeah, and next Sunday, I hope everybody has plans for indoors.
Yeah.
Maybe watching a football game, for example.
There you go.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, Pitt State Gorillas named MIAA Women's Basketball Player of the Week. And a couple of football standouts make their college commitments ahead of this week's National Signing Day. John Dales has those stories and more up next.
The brick today and be a permanent part of the foundation at Vida Nova Village, Joplin.
Tonight's Kansas City Chiefs coverage is brought to you by Aaron Sachs and Associates, committed to community service.
NEO men's and women's basketball are back at home tonight. Both teams play host to NOC Tonkawa, and the Lady Norse stumbled a bit out of the gates at the beginning of the season, but they picked things up recently. They've been really good, both in conference and at home. Well, with tonight being a conference home game, it's the best of both worlds. NEO 5-2 on its home floor and 6-1 in OCAC play. This one just tipped off at 5:30, but NEO trails by 9 after 2 quarters of play. After that one wraps up, the NEO men take on NOC Tonkawa. That comes on the same day that the Golden Norsemen take a big dip in the national polls. In the JUCO Top 25, NEO falls from its previous rank of number 2 in the country down to number 25. Now this comes as the Norsemen are riding a 2-game losing streak, which they hope to snap tonight. This week will be pretty busy for our local high school, junior college, and Division II college football teams. Here in the 4 states, that's because this Wednesday is the regular signing period for incoming freshman football players. Ahead of signing day on Wednesday, over the weekend, Frontenac High School senior Jaden Houghton has flipped his commitment from Hutchinson Community College to Pittsburgh State. At PSU, he'll join his former head coach Mark Smith, who left Frontenac to become the Gorillas wide receivers coach and passing game coordinator before last season. Then later this weekend, Joplin High School senior Collis Jones announces on social media he's verbally committed to Coffeyville Community College. With the Eagles this past fall, Jones had 5 interceptions, 35 tackles, and 1 fumble recovery for a touchdown. That helped him earn third-team All-State honors as a defensive back. Switching gears to college basketball, Pittsburgh State guard Grace Pyle is named the MIAA Women's Basketball Player of the Week, the conference announces this afternoon. This comes after she averages 28 points, 5.5 assists, and 4 rebounds per game, while leading PSU to its 9th and 10th consecutive victories on the road at Northeastern State and at Arkansas Fort Smith. Meanwhile, Missouri Southern sweeps the first edition of the 2025 MIAA Softball Weekly Awards. Lion infielder Katie Gray is Conference Hitter of the Week after a weekend where she has 10 hits and 10 runs batted in 5 games. Southern's Kiki Pickens is the MIAA Pitcher of the Week after going 3-0 with 13 strikeouts over 17 innings pitched. That includes a 6-inning complete game shutout. Doesn't stop there for our local athletes. Pittsburgh State grad transfer Colby Dugan is also MIAA Baseball Pitcher of the Week after he earned a win for the Gorilla baseball team. That was yesterday, throwing 5 innings with 12 strikeouts. Meanwhile, this Thursday is the NBA trade deadline, and we've seen several major transactions across the league in the past couple of days. For the most part, the Oklahoma City Thunder have stayed out of trade discussions, at least so far, but that could change in the next couple of days as they try to put the finishing touches on a team that will compete for a championship at the start of this summer. Tonight, OKC plays host to the Bucks. It's the second game of the year between these two. Milwaukee won the first tip-off, scheduled for 7 at Paycom Center. That's it for sports. We're back after this.
We are proud to salute Robert Grummett, a four-state hero.
Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have the latest on the spread of bird flu in Newton County, Missouri. Plus, it's not just Newton County facing a rise in bird flu. We're going to take a look at how the virus might have an impact on egg prices all across the nation. And the hope and search to bring Laura Bible and Ashley Freeman home has endured for 25 years. And there are new chapters to their story to be told. In part one of our special report, Still Missing, we investigate the tragic connection between the girls' two families. Those stories, a lot more, it's all coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. But beautiful temps today. Didn't feel at all like winter.
Mid-70s, record highs for us today. But we are going to cool down quite a bit as we go through the next several days. We get some clouds, we get some drizzle in here as well starting tomorrow.
Final sports note.
It's opening night at the Super Bowl in New Orleans, so it's the first chance for Chiefs and Eagles players, coaches, everybody that's down there to talk to the media that went down there to cover it.
Never gets old,
no?
Does it? Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.